Carl Gustav Jung was a Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst. Born in 1875, his work expanded our understanding of the human mind. Jung was a pioneer in exploring the psyche, delving into dreams and symbols. His early life in Switzerland, surrounded by nature and a religious family, shaped his curiosity. Jung embarked on his medical career with a keen interest in psychiatry. He observed patients closely, seeking patterns in their mental states. Early on, he became fascinated by Sigmund Freud's work. Their initial collaboration promised a revolution in understanding the unconscious mind. However, Jung felt the human psyche held more mysteries than Freud's theories encompassed. The break with Freud was a defining moment in Jung's life. Jung could not accept Freud's emphasis on sexuality as the primary driver of human behavior. He believed the unconscious was far vaster and more spiritual. This intellectual parting allowed Jung to develop his distinct approach, analytical psychology. Following his break with Freud, Jung entered a period of intense inner exploration. He engaged with his own dreams, fantasies, and visions, seeking to understand their meaning. From this inner crucible, many of his most original and influential theories emerged. He learned firsthand about the archetypes and the collective unconscious. These concepts would become central to his work. Carl Jung founded analytical psychology, offering a new map of the human psyche. Jung's psychology stressed a holistic understanding of the individual. It viewed life as a journey toward wholeness and self-realization. Analytical psychology values personal experience, dreams, and imagination as vital sources of wisdom. One of Jung's most groundbreaking concepts is the collective unconscious. He proposed that beneath our personal unconscious lies a deeper layer shared by all humanity. This layer is a vast reservoir of inherited memories, experiences, and images. The collective unconscious speaks to us through symbols found in myths, dreams, and art. Within the collective unconscious, Jung identified universal patterns called archetypes. Archetypes are primordial images that shape human experience. Common examples include the hero, the mother, the child, and the shadow. Understanding archetypes helps us recognize recurring themes in our lives. The ultimate aim of Jung's analytical psychology is a process he termed individuation. This is the lifelong journey towards becoming a complete, integrated individual. Individuation involves bringing the conscious and unconscious aspects of the self into greater harmony. It requires courage, honesty, and a willingness to confront difficult truths about oneself. The path of individuation is unique for each person, a deeply personal quest for meaning and authenticity. Jung believed this journey was the central task of human life. Carl Jung's influence on psychology remains profound and far-reaching. Many therapists today continue to draw upon his insights and methods. His ideas have significantly shaped various schools of thought. Fields like humanistic psychology, transpersonal psychology, and art therapy owe a debt to his work. Jung offered a depth of understanding regarding the spiritual and symbolic dimensions of human experience. His legacy is visible in numerous contemporary healing and self-exploration practices. In our current era, Jung's wisdom feels particularly relevant. Modern society often encourages an outward focus, leading to inner emptiness or anxiety. Jung's call to look inward offers a vital counterbalance. His work provides tools for finding meaning and purpose in a chaotic world. Jung directly addressed the spiritual hunger that characterizes modern life. His insights can guide us through personal crises and help us connect with our deeper selves. Jung's impact extends beyond academia and therapy. His ideas have permeated art, literature, film, and various spiritual movements. Concepts like the shadow, the anima animus, and the hero's journey are now part of our cultural lexicon. Jung's work provides a framework for understanding the stories we tell and the symbols that surround us. Ultimately, Jung's work is an invitation to embark on a journey of personal exploration. The wisdom of Carl Jung is accessible to all who seek it. The experience of betrayal is one of the most profound and painful wounds a human can endure. It strikes at the core of our being, shattering trust and deeply held expectations. Betrayal can leave us feeling disoriented, vulnerable, and questioning our relationships. Carl Jung's psychology seeks to understand the impact of such intense emotional hurts on the soul. It endeavors to find meaning and potential for growth even within the darkest sufferings. Jung's framework offers unique tools for navigating complex emotions like those stirred by betrayal. Betrayal is rarely just a simple surface-level event. Its shockwaves resonate deeply within our inner landscape. It can act as a powerful trigger, bringing previously hidden unconscious material to the surface. Understanding these hidden dynamics can be the crucial first step towards genuine healing. Jung's work provides a map for this essential inner exploration. Concepts such as the shadow, projection, and integrating opposites become illuminating. Betrayal often involves a painful encounter with a hidden, darker aspect. Jung teaches that confronting these shadow aspects is key to psychological growth. The journey ahead will explore betrayal through a Jungian lens. We will examine its archetypal dimensions, looking at how this experience is reflected in enduring stories. These narratives often contain deep wisdom about the nature of betrayal and its consequences. Facing the pain of betrayal with Jungian insights can become a catalyst for personal growth. This exploration seeks to offer a thoughtful journey into understanding a difficult human experience. Betrayal is a deeply painful human experience. It happens when someone we trust violates that trust. This act of disloyalty cuts deeply into our sense of security. The core of betrayal lies in the breaking of faith. It represents a fundamental breach of an expected bond. This experience is almost universal, touching lives across all cultures and times. Understanding its basic nature is the first step in our exploration. The forms betrayal takes are varied and numerous. A friend might share a secret told in confidence, a partner might engage in an affair, shattering vows of fidelity, a colleague could undermine your work for personal gain. Each instance involves a broken promise leading to profound disappointment. The emotional aftermath of betrayal is often overwhelming and chaotic. Victims commonly experience a torrent of intense feelings. Grief for the lost relationship and shattered trust is prevalent. Anger, confusion, and a deep sense of violation pervade one's being. These emotions are natural human responses to a profound wound. Carl Jung viewed human experiences through a lens of profound depth. For him, betrayal was more than just a moral failing or a simple interpersonal conflict. He saw it as a significant psychic event with deep reverberations within the soul. Jung's psychology encourages us to look beyond the surface details. Betrayal becomes a powerful catalyst, capable of disrupting or redirecting our psychic energy. From a Jungian perspective, betrayal can be understood as a profound disturbance to our psychic equilibrium. A severe betrayal acts like an earthquake, shaking the foundations of our inner world. The energy that once flowed smoothly within a trusted relationship is suddenly blocked or violently rerouted. This disruption can manifest as anxiety, depression, or a sense of inner deadness. Jung believed that such disturbances, while painful, also carry the potential for transformation. They force us to confront parts of ourselves and our lives that may have been previously ignored. Jung would emphasize the connection between betrayal and the unconscious mind. A betrayal might bring unconscious contents surging into conscious awareness. These could include unresolved past traumas or hidden insecurities. The intense emotions stirred by betrayal often act as messengers from these deeper layers of the psyche. Paying attention to these messages is crucial for understanding our path forward. Even in profound pain, Jung's psychology seeks meaning and purpose, suggesting that betrayal can lead to a more conscious and authentic way of being. The immediate psychological impact of betrayal is often one of profound shock and disorientation. It can feel as though the ground beneath our feet has suddenly given way. Our assumptions about the betrayer, and perhaps about human nature itself, are violently overturned. This initial shock can leave a person feeling numb, dazed, or unable to process what has happened. The world that once felt familiar and predictable can suddenly seem threatening and unreliable. This sense of psychic whiplash is a common and understandable first reaction. The mind struggles to reconcile the trusted image of a person with their act of betrayal. Betrayal inflicts significant damage on our self-perception and our broader worldview. We may begin to question our own judgment. How could I have been so wrong about them? This self-doubt can erode self-esteem and confidence. Our fundamental beliefs about loyalty, trust, and the goodness of others may be deeply shaken. For some, a single significant betrayal can lead to a more cynical or guarded outlook on life. The experience can color future interactions, making it harder to trust new people. The psyche attempts to protect itself from further hurt, sometimes by building defensive walls that also isolate. The experience of betrayal can lead to a sense of fragmentation within the psyche. Different parts of the self may react in conflicting ways. One part might feel overwhelming anger, while another feels deep sadness and loss. Yet another part might try to rationalize the betrayer's behavior or even blame oneself. This inner conflict can be exhausting and confusing, making it difficult to find a clear path forward. Jung's work emphasizes the importance of acknowledging and integrating these various parts. True healing comes not from suppressing these conflicting emotions, but from understanding their origins and their messages for us. In Jungian terms, a severe betrayal can activate or even form what is known as a complex. A complex is an emotionally charged cluster of ideas and images in the personal unconscious, often stemming from traumatic experiences. A betrayal complex might involve persistent feelings of mistrust, recurrent intrusive thoughts about the betrayal, and heightened sensitivity to perceived slights. This complex can unconsciously influence our behavior and relationships long after the initial event. Recognizing the presence of such a complex is the first step towards loosening its grip and integrating its energy in a more conscious and constructive way. Section 4. Echoes from the depths when betrayal speaks for the unconscious. Betrayal is more than a malicious act, it's a signal from the unconscious. The unconscious seeks to communicate through profound shocks. It uses dreams and fantasies to bring unacknowledged truths to light. By understanding these messages, we can heal and grow. Section 5. Illusions Shattered, Betrayal and the Collapse of Projections. Carl Jung's concept of projection is crucial for understanding betrayal. We project our qualities onto others, idealizing or demonizing them. Betrayal shatters these projections, revealing harsh realities. This collapse is painful, but offers growth and clarity. We reclaim energy and see others more realistically. Authentic relationships emerge from shattered illusions. Confronting darkness in betrayal, the shadow represents the unknown or darker side of the personality. These are aspects we often repress or deny. Betrayal reveals this hidden domain. It forces us to confront our own shadow. This self-discovery is crucial for growth. Integrating the shadow leads to greater self-awareness. It helps us avoid future pain. Section 2. Anima and animus distorted when inner ideals are betrayed. Within the psyche of every individual, there exist contrasexual archetypes. In men, I term this the anima, representing the inner feminine principle. In women, it is the animus, the inner masculine principle. These archetypes shape our perceptions and expectations of the opposite sex. They influence whom we are drawn to and what we seek in relationships. The anima and animus are often projected onto our romantic partners. We unconsciously see our inner ideal reflected in them. This projection is a natural part of falling in love. It creates a powerful bond, but also sets the stage for potential disillusionment. Betrayal in a close relationship often involves the shattering of these anima or animus projections. The partner who once embodied our ideal, the nurturing anima or the decisive animus, suddenly acts in a way that completely contradicts this image. The loving caregiver becomes the source of pain. The strong protector reveals a hidden weakness or malice. This is not just a betrayal by the external person. It feels like a betrayal of our own deepest inner image, our soul image. The pain is intensified because the object of our projection has proven to be so different from our unconscious expectation. The disillusionment that follows such a betrayal can be profound. It leads to questioning not only the other person but also our own judgment. How could I have projected such an ideal onto someone capable of this? We might ask. The collapse of an anima or animus projection can leave one feeling lost and deeply wounded in the realm of relationships. It is the loss of a dream, an inner vision of connection. This experience, however painful, carries a crucial message from the unconscious. It signals that the projection was unsustainable and that a new level of awareness is needed. The opportunity presented by this painful shattering is significant for psychological growth. Betrayal forces the withdrawal of the anima or animus projection. This allows us to see the other person more realistically as a flawed human being. More importantly, it allows us to begin integrating our own anima or animus. Instead of seeking completion in another, we can start to develop these inner qualities within ourselves. A man can cultivate his own feminine feeling and relatedness. A woman can develop her own masculine clarity and agency. This leads to more mature relationships and greater inner wholeness. Section 3. The persona crumbles masks of deceit and self-deception. The persona is the social mask we wear, the face we present to the world. Problems arise when we identify too strongly with our persona. Betrayal often involves the dramatic crumbling of a persona. This revelation can be shocking and disorienting, yet it opens a path toward greater authenticity. We may learn to present ourselves more genuinely. This fosters relationships built on truth rather than illusion. Section 4. Echoes of the wise elder seeking meaning in betrayal's wake. In times of profound crisis, such as the aftermath of a deep betrayal, another powerful archetype may emerge. This is the archetype of the wise old man or the wise old woman, Senex or Sophia. This figure represents innate human wisdom, guidance, meaning, and the capacity for reflection. The wise elder provides perspective, helping us see the larger patterns and deeper significance of our experiences. It fosters resilience by reminding us of our inner capacity for insight and growth. The wise elder guides us towards deeper knowing and healing. The hero's journey involves transformation, trials, and newfound wisdom. Betrayal feels like a brutal deviation, plunging the hero into despair. This dark forest is where new strengths are forged. Emerging, the hero is changed, bringing back resilience and self-knowledge. The scapegoat is a potent archetype, representing one who is made to bear the blame or sins of others. This figure is unjustly burdened with guilt that is not their own. In ancient rituals, a goat was symbolically laden with the community's transgressions and driven into the wilderness. This act was meant to purify the group. The scapegoat archetype highlights a common human tendency to project our own unacceptable qualities or collective failings onto an individual or a subgroup. This projection absolves the group, but at a terrible cost to the one scapegoated. The victim might be accused of being too sensitive, too trusting, or somehow provoking the betrayal. They may find themselves carrying not only the pain of the disloyalty, but also an unwarranted sense of shame or responsibility. This is a heavy psychological burden. It distorts the reality of the situation and can deeply undermine the victim's self-worth and their ability to heal. Societal or group dynamics often play a role in reinforcing the scapegoat mechanism in betrayal. Families, workplaces, or social circles may have unspoken rules or power imbalances that make it convenient to blame the victim. This helps the group avoid confronting uncomfortable truths about itself or about the betrayer, especially if the betrayer holds a position of power or influence. The collective may find it easier to sacrifice one individual's well-being than to face a more systemic dysfunction. The victim is then isolated, their pain compounded by this unjust assignment of guilt. Recognizing the scapegoat archetype at play can be an incredibly empowering step for someone who has been betrayed. It allows them to see that the overwhelming guilt or shame they feel may not be entirely their own. It is a projection from others, a collective shadow cast upon them. By understanding this dynamic, the victim can begin to consciously reject the unjust burden. They can reclaim their own narrative and place responsibility where it truly belongs. This unmasking of projected guilt is crucial for restoring self-esteem and for achieving a clearer, more objective perspective on the betrayal. Myths and literature are like deep wells. They hold the collective memories of humankind. Within these stories, we find recurring themes. Betrayal is one of the most powerful and persistent. These narratives are not just entertainment. They are mirrors reflecting the complexities of the human soul. From ancient epics to modern novels, the sting of broken trust echoes. These stories explore its causes, its devastating effects, and sometimes its possibility for meaning. Carl Jung understood that myths contain profound psychological truths. They are a language of the collective unconscious, speaking directly to our deepest experiences. These timeless narratives reveal the archetypal patterns of betrayal. We see the betrayer, the betrayed, and the intricate dance of motivations. These are not just characters in a story. They represent fundamental aspects of our own psyche. The shadow often plays a prominent role, emerging as deceit or malice. The hero's journey can be tragically interrupted or redirected by an act of treachery. The collective unconscious expresses these universal human dramas through myth and legend. By exploring these stories, we explore ourselves. We recognize familiar feelings and situations, even if they are set in distant lands or ancient times. The function of these stories about betrayal is multifaceted and vital. They serve to teach us about human nature, its heights and its depths. They warn us about the consequences of broken faith and unchecked ambition. They can offer solace, showing us that others have walked these painful paths before. These narratives provide frameworks, helping us to process and understand our own encounters with betrayal. They give voice to emotions that might otherwise be overwhelming or unspeakable. Stories can help us to navigate the confusing landscape of a shattered world. They offer paths through the darkness. My work in analytical psychology often draws upon these rich narrative traditions. We use them to better understand the individual and collective psyche. The universality of betrayal themes in stories across cultures points to something fundamental. It speaks to a shared human vulnerability and a shared need for trust. Examining how different cultures have depicted betrayal gives us insight. It shows the diverse ways humanity has grappled with this profound wound. These stories are not merely historical artifacts. They are living maps of the soul still relevant today. Greek mythology is a vivid tapestry woven with threads of betrayal. The gods and goddesses of Olympus were powerful, yet deeply human in their flaws. They loved, they fought, and they frequently betrayed one another. Zeus, the king of gods, was notorious for his infidelities, betraying his wife Hera repeatedly. Hera, in turn, often sought cruel revenge, her actions born of that betrayal. Mortals, too, were caught in these divine dramas, often suffering the consequences of godly whims and deceptions. These myths portray a world where trust is fragile, and power often corrupts, leading to cycles of treachery. Biblical narratives delve deeply into the theme of betrayal. These stories carry profound moral and spiritual weight. They have shaped Western understanding of trust and loyalty. The most infamous betrayal is Judas Iscariot's. For 30 pieces of silver, Judas identified Jesus. This act has become a universal symbol of treachery. The story of Cain and Abel recounts the first betrayal. Driven by envy, Cain murdered Abel. This primal act shatters the bond of kinship. These tales reveal the struggle between light and shadow. They illustrate the catastrophic consequences of unintegrated darkness. The pain of these betrayals echoes our deepest fears. These fears speak to the enduring need for trustworthy relationships. William Shakespeare possessed an unparalleled understanding of the human heart. His tragedies often turn on devastating acts of betrayal. Shakespeare masterfully explored the intricate web of motivations that lead to treachery. His characters struggle with ambition, jealousy, love, and doubt. Shakespeare shows how these emotions can corrupt individuals and shatter the social order. His plays are timeless explorations of human frailty and the impact of broken trust. Section 5. Modern Myths, Ancient Pain's Betrayal in Contemporary Storytelling. Betrayal remains a powerful motif in modern storytelling. Contemporary novels, films, TV series, and video games explore its facets. These narratives underscore its timeless relevance. Modern settings, same emotional core, broken trust, shattered expectations. Betrayal's impact on the human psyche remains constant. New stages, ancient human drama. Section 1. From Ruin to Rebirth, the Path to Healing. Healing from betrayal is a complex journey. The initial shock leaves individuals feeling devastated. This is a natural response to broken trust. Yet within this pain lies potential for transformation. Carl Jung's individuation helps understand this process. Betrayal can catalyze personal growth and self-awareness. The journey involves acknowledging hurt and integrating lessons. The first step is to fully feel the pain. This may seem counterintuitive, but is essential. Jungian psychology emphasizes confronting emotions fully. Therapeutic practices and journaling can aid this process. Recognize these feelings as valid responses. This acknowledgement sets the stage for healing. Reflect on the broader implications of betrayal. Examine relationship dynamics and motivations. Jungian analysis looks at unconscious patterns. What hidden issues has betrayal revealed? Therapy and dream analysis can help uncover these. Delve into deeper layers to uncover unconscious material. The final stage is integration. Incorporate insights into a resilient sense of self. Embrace lessons to inform future relationships. This stage is like the phoenix's rebirth. Pain can transform into strength and wisdom. Emerge with a renewed sense of self. Section 2. Shadow Work. Integrating the pain of betrayal. Shadow work is essential for healing from betrayal. It involves confronting and integrating our rejected parts. Betrayal brings these shadow aspects to light. Intense emotions like anger and jealousy are projections of our unintegrated shadow. Identifying and understanding these emotions is the first step. Integration transforms betrayal into strength and self-awareness. Section 3. The Anima and Animus Reclaimed Healing Inner Divides. The Anima and Animus represent our inner feminine and masculine aspects. Healing involves reclaiming these projections and integrating them within oneself. This leads to greater inner harmony and a balanced psyche. Recognize the nature of the projection and cultivate desired traits. This process fosters a dialogue and harmony between inner aspects. Strengthen your sense of self and approach relationships from inner completeness. Section 4. Rebuilding the persona authenticity in the wake of betrayal. The persona, as defined by Jung, is the social mask we wear to navigate the world. It helps us fulfill various roles and present ourselves in ways that are socially acceptable. However, betrayal often reveals the limitations and vulnerabilities of our persona. Rebuilding the persona involves creating a more authentic and resilient social identity. This process is essential for healing and moving forward after betrayal. Reflect on how the persona contributed to the betrayal and redefine it to align with the true self. Embrace vulnerability and authenticity, allowing the social mask to reflect genuine feelings and values. Practices like mindfulness and self-reflection support this transformation. Create a persona that is flexible, resilient, and authentic. Section 5. The Wise Elder Within, Gaining Insight and Wisdom. The archetype of the Wise Elder, or Senex, represents inner wisdom and guidance. In times of crisis, such as after a betrayal, this archetype can provide valuable insight and perspective. The Wise Elder embodies qualities such as patience, reflection, and a deep understanding of life's complexities. Engaging with this inner archetype can help individuals navigate the turbulent emotions and confusion that follow a betrayal. It can offer a sense of direction and purpose, transforming pain into wisdom. The first step in accessing the Wise Elder within is to create space for reflection and introspection. This might involve practices like meditation, journaling, or simply spending time in nature. The goal is to quiet the mind and allow deeper insights to emerge. The Wise Elder often speaks in a subtle, intuitive voice, guiding us towards a broader understanding of our experiences. By creating space for this inner dialogue, individuals can begin to tap into their innate wisdom and find meaning in their suffering. Once this connection is established, it is important to actively engage with the Wise Elder. This can involve asking questions and seeking guidance on specific issues related to the betrayal. Techniques like active imagination can be particularly effective. Individuals might visualize a conversation with the Wise Elder, exploring their feelings and seeking advice. This inner dialogue can reveal profound insights and new perspectives, helping to reframe the experience of betrayal. It can also provide a sense of comfort and reassurance, reminding individuals of their inner strength and resilience. The wisdom gained from the Wise Elder is not just intellectual but deeply experiential. It involves integrating the lessons learned from betrayal into one's life in practical ways. This might mean making changes in relationships, adopting new behaviors, or developing a more compassionate attitude towards oneself and others. The Wise Elder's guidance helps to transform the raw pain of betrayal into a source of growth and understanding. By embracing this inner wisdom, individuals can navigate future challenges with greater clarity and resilience, fostering a more mature and integrated self. Section 6. The Hero Reforged Transformation Through Adversity. The hero's journey involves transformation through trials and challenges. Betrayal is a critical turning point. It is a descent into darkness, confronting pain, yet it is also an opportunity for rebirth. The hero reforged emerges with strength, wisdom, and resilience. Embrace adversity to shape an authentic self. Face betrayal with courage and honesty. Acknowledge the wound's depth and impact. Confront emotions rather than suppressing them. Enter the dark forest, a necessary descent. Understand the experience and prepare for transformation. Integrate lessons learned from betrayal. Reflect on insights gained from shadow work. Reclaim the anima and animus. Embrace the wisdom of the Wise Elder. Make conscious changes in behavior and relationships. Shape and refine the self through adversity. Dedication and perseverance are required. Emerge stronger, self-aware, and resilient. Return with a new sense of purpose. Share wisdom, fostering authentic connections. Live with authenticity, compassion, and resilience. Scars become symbols of survival and strength. Find renewed meaning and fulfillment through personal growth. Section 1. The Echoing Wound, Synthesizing Jung's View on Betrayal. The journey through betrayal is arduous. It leaves deep marks on the human soul. Carl Jung offered a unique and profound perspective. He saw betrayal not merely as an external event. It was, in his view, a significant psychic occurrence. His extensive work guides us into these inner depths. We learn to look beyond the immediate surface pain, We are encouraged to seek and find meaning even in this difficult experience. This understanding forms the bedrock of healing. Throughout this essay, we have explored these Jungian concepts. We saw how archetypes are vividly awakened by betrayal. The shadow, that hidden part of ourselves and others, often emerges starkly. It can manifest in the actions of the betrayer. It can also be glimpsed in our own intense reactions. Confronting this darkness is a necessary step. It is a difficult yet vital part of understanding betrayal's full impact on our psyche. This confrontation begins the path to awareness. We also discussed how inner ideals can be shattered. The anima and animus, our inner masculine and feminine, are often projected. When these projections onto others are betrayed, the pain is immense. The persona, our social mask, may also crumble. This happens to the betrayer, revealing deceit. It can also happen to us, exposing our vulnerabilities. These experiences, while painful, force a new kind of honesty. They strip away illusions about others and ourselves. Finally, we connected betrayal to the collective unconscious. This vast reservoir of shared human experience holds timeless wisdom. Myths and stories from across cultures reflect these universal dynamics. They show trust broken and faith profoundly tested. These narratives illustrate the archetypal nature of betrayal. They affirm that our personal struggles are part of a larger human story. Understanding this connection can bring a sense of perspective. It can lessen the isolating sting of personal pain. Section 2. The Conscious Path, Integrating Jungian Insights into Everyday Life. Carl Jung's psychological concepts are not merely abstract theories, they are intensely practical tools for daily living. They offer profound guidance for self-understanding. This is especially true when we navigate difficult emotions. The pain of betrayal can feel overwhelming. Jung's ideas provide a map for this challenging inner territory. They help us to make sense of our experiences. They empower us to engage with our inner world more consciously. This conscious engagement is key to personal growth. One vital practice is consistent self-reflection. We must learn to pay close attention to our inner landscape. Our immediate reactions to events hold important clues. Our dreams can offer symbolic messages from the unconscious. Our emotional triggers often point to deeper, unresolved issues. Jung encouraged a curious and non-judgmental attitude towards these inner signals. They are not meant to be suppressed or ignored. They are invitations to deeper self-knowledge. They guide us towards what needs healing within us. Understanding the mechanism of projection is also immensely helpful. We can apply this insight in our daily interactions. We often unconsciously attribute our own qualities to others. This can lead to idealization or unfair judgment. Recognizing our projections helps us see people more clearly. It prevents us from setting up unrealistic expectations. This awareness can avert many potential disappointments. It fosters more authentic and grounded relationships with those around us. It helps us take back our own power. Conscious engagement with our inner world is transformative. Practices like journaling can be very beneficial. Writing down thoughts and feelings helps to process them. Active imagination, a technique Jung developed, is another powerful tool. It involves dialoguing with parts of our psyche. This allows us to explore and integrate unconscious material. By using these methods, we can process experiences like betrayal constructively. We move from being passive victims to active participants in our own healing. Section 3. Individuation's Crucible Betrayal as a Transformative Fire. Carl Jung introduced the concept of individuation. This is the lifelong journey towards psychological wholeness. It is the process of becoming one's true, unique self. It involves integrating all aspects of the personality. This includes both the conscious and the unconscious elements. Individuation is not about achieving perfection, it is about becoming more complete and authentic. This profound journey is central to a meaningful human life. It is our psyche's inherent striving towards its fullest potential. When betrayal is understood through a Jungian lens, its nature shifts. It is no longer seen as merely a destructive dead end. Instead, it can become a powerful, albeit painful, catalyst. It can significantly fuel the individuation process. The intense emotional heat of betrayal acts like a crucible. Within this fiery experience, aspects of the self can be transformed. It can burn away illusions and false identities. It forces us to confront fundamental truths about ourselves and life. This confrontation is essential for growth. The difficult tasks spurred by betrayal are integral to individuation. Confronting and integrating the shadow is one such task. Reclaiming our projections, particularly of the anima or animus, is another. Rebuilding a more authentic persona after the old one shatters is also crucial. These are not easy steps. They require courage, honesty, and perseverance. However, they lead to a more robust and genuine sense of self. Betrayal, paradoxically, can push us further along this path. It demands a deeper engagement with our inner reality. This transformation involves integrating the darkness, not just trying to escape it. The pain and the shadow aspects become part of a larger whole. They are not simply overcome or forgotten. They are woven into the fabric of a more resilient self. The individual who emerges is often stronger and wiser. They possess a greater depth of understanding and compassion. Betrayal, therefore, can be a harsh teacher. Yet its lessons are invaluable for the unfolding journey of becoming who we are truly meant to be. Section 4. Mending the Torn Fabric, Trust, Relationships, and Jungian Healing. Rebuilding trust after a significant betrayal is an immense challenge. The wound cuts deep into our ability to rely on others. Perhaps more critically, it can damage our trust in ourselves. We may doubt our judgment, our perceptions, or our worthiness of loyalty. This inner erosion of trust can be profoundly disabling. Healing this aspect is a delicate and vital part of the recovery process. Jungian psychology offers insights that can gently guide this mending. It helps us understand the foundations of true trust. Jungian insights can illuminate the path to forming healthier relationships. This applies to connections with others and with oneself. Greater self-awareness is the cornerstone of this process. When we understand our own inner dynamics, we are less likely to repeat painful patterns. We can approach new relationships with more realistic expectations. We learn to see others and ourselves with more clarity. This clarity helps in choosing connections that are genuinely nurturing and supportive. It moves us away from illusion-based bonds. Recognizing our own ingrained patterns and projections is crucial. We all carry unconscious material from our past. This material can subtly influence our choices in relationships. We might be drawn to certain types of people for unconscious reasons. These reasons may not always serve our well-being. Jung's work encourages us to explore these patterns. By bringing them into conscious awareness, we can begin to change them. We can then make more conscious choices, fostering relationships based on mutual respect and authenticity. Ultimately, healing from betrayal can lead to a deeper capacity for empathy. This empathy extends both to ourselves and to others. By confronting our own pain and shadow, we gain a profound understanding. We see the complexities of human nature more clearly. We recognize that vulnerability is part of the human condition. This does not mean condoning harmful actions. It means approaching ourselves and others with greater compassion. This compassionate understanding is a hallmark of a mended, resilient heart. It is a gift born from navigating deep sorrow. Section 5. The Unfolding Self, Jung's Legacy for a More Meaningful Existence. Carl Jung's work retains its profound relevance in our modern world. We continue to grapple with enduring issues of trust. We search for meaning in our lives. We long for genuine connection in an often fragmented society. Jung's psychology addresses these fundamental human concerns directly. His insights provide a timeless compass for navigating the complexities of inner and outer life. His legacy is not just a collection of theories, it is an invitation to a deeper, more conscious existence for everyone. Jung's approach offers a pathway towards a richer inner life. It encourages a more profound engagement with the world around us. He taught us to value the symbolic language of dreams. He showed us the wisdom hidden in myths and stories. He emphasized the importance of confronting our shadow. He guided us towards integrating all parts of ourselves. This journey inward is not always easy. It requires courage and commitment. Yet it leads to a more authentic and fulfilling way of being. It connects us to the wellspring of our own vitality. We encourage every reader to consider this path of exploration. The journey into one's own psyche is immensely rewarding. This includes bravely examining its painful experiences, such as betrayal. These experiences, when faced with awareness, become sources of profound learning. They teach us about our resilience. They reveal our hidden strengths. They deepen our understanding of what it means to be human. This inner work is a deeply personal adventure. It is an ongoing process of discovery and growth throughout life. In conclusion, understanding betrayal through a Jungian lens offers more than just healing. It is not solely about mending a specific wound. It is about embracing the entire journey of the unfolding self. It is about striving to become a more whole, conscious, and authentic human being. Jung's wisdom illuminates this path. It reminds us that even from our deepest wounds, great strength can emerge. His concepts provide enduring tools for personal development. They help us to live with greater awareness, purpose, and ultimately, a more profound sense of meaning in our lives. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.